Hi, y'all. This is Halisi.
And this is Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about our first week, our partial first week in Portugal.
Sounds good to me. But first, if you are new to our channel, we talk about money, travel, and retiring abroad on our way to building generational wealth. See, Rick and I woke up about 6 years ago to a financial reality that was scary, right? Yeah, our stuff was not together. It was not together. And so we changed the way we do things financially. And within 3 years, we went from negative $22,000 in net worth to over $800,000. And we know that you can do the same. So if you like what we're talking about, please hit the subscribe button and hit like, and let's get started.
Let's get started.
Wow. So we are here in Portugal, y'all. This is our Airbnb, and we're actually staying in
Almada. Did I say that right?
Almada.
I keep wanting to say Alameda.
It's Almada, and it's just across the river from Lisbon proper. And Lisbon Airbnbs were a little bit out of control. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about the people and everything, the language. The pricing, what we've seen so far. So let us know where you are logging in from. Say hello. We're here in Almada, Portugal. Where are you? And of course, Nubianette, we love you. We love you. You're always here, and we love you. Greta, hello. You my people in Colorado. I love it. Well, I know that there are other people logging in, maybe even from Facebook, because I can see you guys watching. So let us know. I always like to know if Facebook is working, as well as LinkedIn. We're going live every place that we can. So there you go. So let's get started. Let's talk about the people. All right. Because we've gotten a lot of questions. Do you feel accepted? Is there diversity? Are there other Black people?
There's other Black people.
There's other folks.
There's a lot of other Black people.
Right. And so let's talk about that.
But not just Black people. There's Asians. It's a mixture. It is a mixture.
But who do you notice first?
Black people.
Us. That's who we notice first. And so we'll talk about the rest of the diversity in a minute. But let's just talk about Black folks. I have not run into a Black person yet that speaks English.
No, I did.
Did you?
Before we walked into the coffee shop the other day when we were in Lisbon, and you saw the brother that was dressed up in the nines. This brother was dressed in the nines. So I knew he probably was from the United States. And I spoke to him and he spoke back. I said, "Oh, okay, this brother."
That's one.
Yeah,
that's
one person
out of hundreds, guys. Hundreds. Yeah. We've seen young Black folks, teenagers, families, babies, LGBTQ, just the gambit. We've seen folks that look very African and folks that look a little bit more mixed. I don't know what to say, that they're not pure African, right? So either they've been here for a while or what have you, but more American kind of looking. And what was interesting yesterday when we went to the restaurant in the tourist district, in the very, very, very touristy district of downtown Lisbon. Mm-hmm. And we stopped at the restaurant. What did he say?
Oh, he thought he started speaking to us in Portuguese. Then when we said something, he stopped and he said, "I thought you guys were Portuguese."
And I was like, wait. So I continued talking. Then I heard it and I was like, wait, what'd you say? You thought we were Portuguese? And I was like, oh, thank you. Thank you. And I just don't want to come off like a tourist. I guess that was it. It's not that I don't want to be American, because I am and I love America, but I want to fit in. I don't want to get gringo prices, you know what I mean? And all of that stuff. So, All right, so we'll take a break. But anything else you wanted to say about that encounter?
No, it was cool, and we've run across a couple people like that, a couple younger people like that, they get ready to say something in Portuguese and they look at you again and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to start speaking Portuguese to me." And it's like, well, it's very limited what I can say to you.
I can say hello.
I can say thank you.
And see you later.
Yeah. Hello, thank you. And I'm just learning. See you later.
Ate logo. So I learned that. And so we were in a gelato restaurant, or not restaurant, but store. I guess that was the first or second night that we were here. And there was a young Black lady in the store. And so she starts speaking to me in Portuguese. And I'm sorry. And she says, "Oh, English." And I said, "Yes." I said, "I speak Spanish, so I can read this, but the pronunciation, the vowels and all of that, I don't know. I don't know." And she's like, "Oh, we speak Spanish." So I start speaking to her in Spanish, and then she's teaching me the equivalent in Portuguese. It was so cool.
If you show an interest or try to speak it, like the lady at the coffee shop,
right,
the first day, and I asked her, how do you say thank you in Portugal? It's obrigado for men and obrigada for women. And she told me, and she let me say it and corrected me when I needed to correct, but very, very friendly, very attentive in getting, helping you navigate pretty much. And a lot of people are like that.
Tell him about the experience with our credit card. So this is the first day we're getting coffee and some croissants.
We're getting coffee and stuff. And of course, we didn't get cash. So, we were using our credit card, and something was wrong with her machine, the little machine. They all got these small machines. And she said, I said, "Well, we don't have cash. We'll have to go to the ATM and ask where that was." And she said, "It's around the corner." And immediately, Hilly, she said, "Well, I'll go around the corner." Because she said, No. Eat your breakfast, drink your coffee. We'll take care of it later. I mean, and they're like that. They don't charge you up front, say, "Oh, no, whoa. Oh, I'll hold on to this," or "Give me your life." Nothing like that. She said, "Eat your breakfast," very kindly, and said, "Don't worry about it. We'll get it taken care of."
And the cost. So we got 2 coffees. Of course, they were espresso type coffees because that's mainly what they serve here, and 2 pastries, and it was under $5.
Yeah.
Hi, Fernando. So, and Greta's calling from upper state New York. We know that. Robin from Atlanta. My sister's there. I got family in the ATL. Definitely. Toledo, Ohio.
Toledo, Ohio.
How close is that from where you grew up?
Toledo's not too far. I was born and grew up more in California, but I was born in Steubenville, Ohio.
Steubenville, Ohio. So if you know where Steubenville is, Edna, let us know. I hear it's a 1-horse town, and I have no desire to go.
Oh, they got 2 or 3 more horses since I've left.
Okay, so 4 horses. No desire. No desire. Southern Rose Tia D is calling from Virginia. This is watching us from Virginia. I love it. Thank you, Arnell. And yes. So Nubianet gave us the 411 on where to go. We checked out the timeout market yesterday. Thank you for that. Actually, because I remember you said that, and I was a little bit turned around when we got off the ferry. I used that as the point that I knew was in the center of things, because you had told me about that. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. And then we've got Tracy and Nika. It is because you are in the tourist area. Please are so nice. People are so nice. And is this really the vibe? So we are not in the tourist
area.
No, we're in Almada. Yeah. So if y'all look at a map of Portugal or of Lisbon, of the Lisbon area, the city of Lisbon is here. Then there's the river that goes through and out to the Atlantic. And then there's another piece of land right there. So we're right across the river from Lisbon proper. And all what we're telling you took place on this side. There's really not that many tourists on this side.
No, there's not.
At all. And but people still speak English some places. Mm-hmm. So in the coffee shop that we went to the second day, they were not as friendly and did not speak English. But they helped us and, all of that. And then I went to get a to-go bag or something like that. And she gave me the cost and all of that. And I repeated it. And I said in Portuguese. And I tried to say it. And then her face lit up. Oh, my gosh. just me trying to speak her language changed her whole being. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes because it was so sweet. And so she's correcting me and then saying, try this and da 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 da, and have a nice day and all of that. And so what I take away from that is they are very proud of their culture and their language. And when you try to embrace it,
they're willing to help you.
It's all good. It is all good. So one of my moms is logging in from Cali. Hey there. Hey there. Good to see you. I love you, Janice.
Love you, Janice. Good seeing you. Can't wait to see you again.
Yes, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So we were in New York, Jamaica, Queens, for 24 hours before we took the flight here. And oh my gosh.
Was it 24 hours?
Almost 24. I don't know. I love New York, but I could never live there. I just couldn't. And $25 hamburgers at the
oh my God,
at the fast food restaurant. I mean, not fast food, but kind of fast food. It was like Shake Shack or whatever. That's fast food.
It was a good burger.
It was a good burger.
Oh my God. Yeah, the prices
out of control.
But
out of control.
I was showing Tracy and Nika the other day. I had gotten a paella dish.
Yeah.
And I was showing them the size of the shrimp. They were so huge. And we had a thing with Our Rich Journey that we were watching. And Christina was talking, they were going out to dinner and she was talking about the shrimp, and they're huge, and they are truly huge. But then she was talking about how she was eating the shrimp and how people were looking at her eating the shrimp because they use a knife and a fork, and we break apart the skin off. So I looked at the knife and I said, okay, and laid the knife down and I went to do it. So Christina, I'm with you. It's like, hey, a knife and a fork does not work on shrimp.
Yeah. And the shrimp were looking at us.
Yeah, and they look back at you because they give you the whole thing.
Yes.
They give you the whole thing. Now you can get the waiter, because I did notice this lady ordered a fish and she got the full fish and he deboned it for her and everything.
Really?
That's what our waiter that was helping that couple.
Okay.
When we were leaving, and he was cutting the tail off of it and everything. I said, well, that's nice. He did that. He did that.
I don't eat seafood, so they don't have to worry about me.
And that's true seafood because they see you.
Yes, I like that. I like that. Hey, Roger. So Roger's a friend of mine and a friend of my mom's, and it is good to see you. And thank you. Yes, trying can make a big difference, right, Arnell? I mean, you saw the tears. It was touching, and she was not the only one in the grocery store the same way. Okay, I've got to tell you what happened in the grocery store. So we had been walking all day long, and it was getting warm, and went to the grocery store to get some food and all of that. And I'm like, okay, Rick, I'm fading because we only had the pastry that morning. And so I looked over, saw something that was not a bench. It was something to set product on. I moved the product. I set my butt down and I'm having one of these moments and I'm doing this. And it's probably a hot flash, but I don't know. And I'm feeling nauseous. And 4-5 women came up to me at separate times and said, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm okay. Well, they said whatever they said in Portuguese. And then when they found out I spoke English, then they said it in English. And I'm like, I'm okay. And the last lady came back and said, are you sure? Is there anything that I can do for you? And at that point, Rick is walking up. I said, no, thank you. My husband's right here. I mean, I don't know. It was just, it was touching. I've had those moments in the States. Ain't nobody said nothing. Don't look at the crazy woman fanning herself over in the corner. And so she happened to be in front of us in line when we were checking out. And again, she's not an English speaker. She's native to Portugal, very obvious. And I said, I'm better now. She said, pregnant? I said, too old to be pregnant. She started laughing. And have a nice day, she told us. And it was just, I mean, I have to say, folks, the folks, so far so good. We are really digging the people here, and it's not like that.
People are people wherever you go, but some people speak right to you. They'll say hola in the morning, and you greet them, or there's some people just don't. They go on about their business, but no one's bothering you, no one's giving you crazy looks like, what are you doing here, or anything like that. So even a lot of places we've been in, there's been police. A lot of police. Well, a handful of police officers. They'll pay you no mind. And I was like, okay, that's trippy because the first thing you see, a black person sees cops, and my best friend was a state patrol officer, and so I don't have that phobia as much. But in latter years, you start looking at it and you kind of look at it different. But I felt safe. I felt secure everywhere we went, everywhere we go. And if you speak to people with a smile, they speak back with a smile.
Yep.
If they could see it and you take your mask off.
Right. Like right. And people are, the mask thing is hit and miss here. Except for, it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. And so, I'm not trying to get sick out in these international streets. I got other places to go. And plus we got it. Not trying to do that. Hey, Adelia, I took pictures of peanut butter for you. They've got peanut butter and chocolate chip cookies, and the chocolate chip cookies are okay. But no one makes chocolate chip cookies like Gloria Benson. So what can you do? So the visa process, we are going to get started next week. We have our NIF number, as you all know. A NIF number is similar to a tax ID
number.
But you can get it and not be a resident, a legal resident, nor a citizen. So it's interesting and different. And today, when I was signing up for a SIM card for my phone, they asked for my NIF number, and it was mandatory. So if we were just visiting and wanted to put in a SIM to use here, whatever I got is not the move. Is this the one? I don't know. I will let you guys know what it is, and that's not the one to get if you're just visiting and don't have a NIF. Next week, we will go and open up a bank account, because that is part of the visa process. And so we'll let y'all know next week how that goes. Definitely. Okay. Let's go through some. I'm going to sell my house and get on out in these international affordable streets.
Yeah.
So yesterday, when we were at the restaurant where they thought we were Portuguese, he had a big, huge bowl of paella, seafood paella. So shrimp and other stuff that I don't eat.
Mussels, clams. Yeah.
Something like that, right? And it was $12.95?
Yeah.
€12.95, which is about the same. It's about even right now, dollar to euro. So, and that was in the tourist area. I spent $12 on a fast food hamburger in New York. I had steak, and my steak was $9, and it was good, and I still have some left over with veggies and potatoes and all of that stuff. So that's not inexpensive, but that's certainly not expensive for what you get, right?
Yeah.
For a whole steak dinner
and that's what we chose
seafood dinner.
Chose to eat too, because you can go to a lot of different places, and the cost is very, very, very comparable. I don't want to say cheap. I don't want to say anything like that, because the food quality is great.
Mm-hmm.
And fresh fruit and vegetables around the corner.
Yes.
On every corner. I mean, the small stores, they have the large store, the Pico, what is it called?
Pingo Doce. Yes.
But they still have the mom and pop smaller grocery stores with all that stuff. And we have one right around the corner. So they're starting to know who we are. They're starting to recognize our faces when we go in.
Yes. So I can't help it. But so as we're walking up hills, we're like, would Tracy be able to navigate this? There's holes and this and that. And she's talking about the slippery streets. We're thinking about y'all. We are thinking about y'all. Everywhere we go, the questions that you have asked, and I know Adelia is a peanut butter fan, and she's talked about trying to find chocolate chip cookies down there in Mexico. And so yeah, we're thinking about you. And it's like, oh, I got to take a picture of this. Also, I did take a picture of Portuguese brand black hair care product.
Yeah, she sure did.
So I will be posting that as well. So let's move on to the language.
Challenging.
I say I speak Spanish, but I speak probably transactional Spanish, because if it's out of context, I don't know what you're saying. Let's just be real. Well, sometimes I can. Sometimes I can, actually. I can understand more than I can speak, probably because I'm afraid to make mistakes. But, and here's the good thing. If you already know some Spanish, remember Spanish from high school, and it helps if you had some French, you can probably figure out what the Portuguese written word is saying, what they're saying, especially in context. But the pronunciation, oh my gosh, the pronunciation. And, Spanish spoils you. 5 vowels, they're always the same. Boom, boom, boom. You can read anything. But Portuguese is different. And so,
even they tell you it's a difficult language.
Yes.
And because we talk to young people, older people, and they say, yeah, it's not the easiest language to learn, but you can learn it.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, most of the television that we've seen here, not like the local news, but the entertainment stations, most of the movies are in English. We all day long, as we were doing some work today, because it is almost 9:00 here.
And it's still
it just got dark.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark now.
So yeah, every single movie that came on today was in English, and they are subtitled in Portuguese. So interesting, hearing the English, which you don't even really have to think about, and then looking at the Portuguese words, that helps as well. But so far, most folks that we have run into speak at least a little bit of transactional English. Over there, $5 or €5.30, they can say that. So, right? They know the numbers and stuff.
And it depends on too where you're going and where different places that you go. I mean, we walk through some parts of Lisbon, downtown, and the city center areas and stuff like that, but we'll be exploring out a whole lot more, experiencing different people in different areas and stuff like that, where they might speak more English there. Well, in Lisbon city center, you probably have a lot of people that will really speak a lot of English.
Yeah, definitely. But I was surprised even over on this side, right?
Yeah.
And so speaking about diversity, and Miguel brings this up, we have seen a large population of, it looks like Indian, or sounds like Indian, maybe Pakistani, but I think Indian, large population of Asian. This is besides Black folks, right? Those are probably the two major groups that we have seen. There are some folks who look kind of Persian and sound kind of Persian, but those numbers have been smaller in our navigation so far. So, but you know how things are. Folks tend to move where their friends, their family are, and so maybe we're just not in those neighborhoods. But yeah, very proud and very nice when you embrace and are interested in their culture. Hey, y'all, Tunisia. Brian, I hope I'm saying your name right. We went through this before, so I think I am. I think I am. Hair care products, yes. So we were walking, we tried to get lost again, and we walked outside of the touristy area. And we're going to talk about the fact that they're mad that Americans are coming. And if you are interested in Portugal, you've seen the LA Times article, which was syndicated and sent to Washington Post and all of these other places. So you've probably seen. So we'll talk about that in a minute, and vis-a-vis the housing here and what the housing crisis looks like here. But as we're walking around and going into other neighborhoods and circling back on very small streets, we pass this shop and we're like, look back. Women were getting their hair did.
They was getting their hair did.
Getting it braided.
Yeah.
Black barbers in there.
Having a good old time.
Yes.
You hear them yelling, talking loud out the doorway.
Yes.
So you have to stop and look.
Right. Black women doing folks' hair. And then they also had black or African clothing and stuff that you could purchase as well. So this was just one walk, one neighborhood. So yes, you can. And I'm probably going to try and get my hair cut before we leave here. I cut my hair myself today, and I know I butchered it. I know, but curls are forgiving, so it's whatever.
Oh, you did a good job.
Did I do a good job?
You can cut mine anytime you want.
Oh, your English. Your English it was great to me, Miguel. Definitely. Yeah, I think so. I take Spanish on a platform called Preply. And they have teachers from all over the world. The lessons start at about $4 per hour for one-on-one lessons. And I have a discount code in the description below for 70% off of your first lesson. My tutor, Laura, who is in Venezuela, Colombia area, I say that because she's back and forth, is wonderful. And she tailors her lessons to me. So when we were talking about finances and getting your money straight, she was making me watch all of these financial videos in Spanish. Now that we're here, she's making me watch all these travel videos. And I want you to tell me what you did in Spanish and tell me about everything in Spanish. And so, yeah, Preply is great. And there's a link below. And I'm going to need some lessons too, because you going to take lessons?
Yeah, I'm going to get there.
Okay. Don't start with Spanish. The Spain and Portugal have a rivalry. You can start with Spanish in Brazil, but not in Portugal. I've heard Americans say just use Spanish. Nope. If you already know Spanish, then it will help you in being able to read. Not necessarily the pronunciation, but being able to recognize those verbs because they are very similar. But yeah. They might maybe in that be a little bit more forgiving for Americans that speak Spanish than I don't know, but I've heard about this. And some just refuse to understand it, even though we know that they do, because it's the same verb. It's the same verb. So I've heard those stories. But so far we have not run into that. And when I hear a foreign language, my brain says, spit out Spanish. And that's what I do. And then I'm like, oh, gracias. I mean, obrigada. And then I pronounce it in Spanish with the D and everything. So yeah. Yeah, it's going to be something else. So, all right. So the language. Next, the weather. How has the weather been? Because we've experienced.
Today was a beautiful day.
Yeah. Well, every day has been beautiful.
Yeah, every day is a beautiful day. But I mean, today there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Yesterday we had clouds. Then we had a little rain. It rained at night because I heard it. And I was like, what is all this noise? Because there's no traffic going back and forth. Seems like when people do go to sleep, they go to sleep. So it's quiet.
Over on this side, at least.
Yeah, it's quiet. So it rained and then it cleared up a little bit. You had clouds in the morning then because it was supposed to rain all day.
Yeah, it was supposed to rain all day. But in Lisbon,
we went to Lisbon and it was like the clouds opened up. It was just a beautiful sunny day.
But the great part about it is because it rained, it was cool. It was cooler yesterday. Today's hot. And it said it was only supposed to be 77 degrees. And even now, I'm still warm. So, and then next week is going to be 80. So we experienced the first day, it was windy and, in my opinion, cold and rainy. He said, it wasn't cold. No, I was cold.
I wasn't cold.
I had on 3 layers. I had my raincoat like this. I done up my thing. And I was like trying to look for wherever we were trying to look for. And it was cold. But I'm from Denver. And it snows in Denver. So that little rain, that was like California rain. And when I say cold, I mean it's June and I've got on a short sleeve and a little, and I've got capris on and a rain jacket. I don't have on my parka. So it was chilly. And I actually prefer to put on a layer than to be so hot that I cannot find relief. So if you're like me, it's been perfect weather.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Weather's
think,
been great.
right? Don't start Spanish. So, and public transportation. Um, Interesting, Greta, because we were told, and even our Airbnb said, you can get a pass, a monthly pass, or whatever, and it will work for all of the transportation services. So that's the ferry, the tram, or the light rail, whatever you want to call that, subway type train, because they also have the trolley cars and then the buses or autobus. So we did figure it out, and we have our little cards. First, they were going to give us a whole form to fill out. And then when he found out we were leaving in 30 days, he's like, just do this. And you can kind of top it off, right? It works that way. But the weird part about it, so we both put 20 euro on the card. The information says that the ferry ride from here to Lisbon, and it drops you off right there next to the timeout market and all of that, cost 135 euro. €1.35. But when we swiped it, it looked like it said 18.35.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, did I see that right?
Oh, shoot.
What happened?
That wasn't the case.
I don't know what the case is, because we have yet to log into the website to check our, what balance. So you can do that. You can log into the website, check your balance, and then put more money in via credit card if you want. So when we went to come back, I was like, well, we'll see, because we only put 20 euro on. And if it was really 18 euro to get over here, first of all, I'm pissed off because I could have taken an Uber cheaper. And, but it would have taken longer. It would have taken longer, a lot longer. But secondly, it's not going to work for us getting back. But it did. We swiped it and it looked like $17, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Or 17 euro.
That was weird.
It was weird. So I don't know what those numbers mean. I don't know. So Greta, so far we have been able to navigate with no issue. The people behind the ticket booth can speak enough English so that we don't feel that we don't understand what the heck's going on. The ferry ride on the weekdays, it's every 10 minutes to get back and forth. And then it runs 24/7, guys. It runs 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Maybe in New York City, the public transportation runs 24/7. But in Denver and in LA, if you have a swing shift, you better have a car. You better have a car. But the ferry runs 24 hours, and it starts running like every 40 minutes. Once you get past 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that. But still, it's still running. That's the thing. So that was great. Tomorrow, we're going to take the train ride up into another section of Almada and check out some neighborhoods. So we'll let you know how that goes next week. But yeah, so far, so good. It's been easy. And thank you, Adelia, if you're still watching, because we have used the app Move It and Rome to Rio. And between the two, we have been able to find our way around. We knew exactly what ferry to take. If we needed to take a bus, we knew which one to take because the numbers are in there, and we didn't have to worry about knowing the language. Yeah. Right. What else about transportation? Anything else? And we'll get to some questions.
Oh, it's a cool ferry ride across. They said it takes about 10 minutes, and that's about what it takes, if that long.
Yep.
Wasn't bumpy or anything like that.
I get seasick very easily. So even when we do this meetup in Cancun, I'm gonna have to take some Dramamine. But I didn't feel anything. No. So it's smooth. No. For anybody who has motion sickness, it's smooth and 10 minutes. And if you want to stay on this side, let us know. We'll tell you some places, because this is not the only place that we're going to stay. Yeah. It was about $400 per month less expensive than the Lisbon side. And it takes 10 minutes to get there. So, and that traffic.
So in Lisbon, and it was a Saturday night. So, Saturday night's all right.
Yeah, it was.
And you got smaller streets.
Yes.
So it's very interesting. When we were leaving, coming back to Amada to catch, we were coming back to catch the boat, the ferry back across the river to come home. And we were looking back, and it was crowded. There's a lot of people. Of course, it's coming. It is in a tourist season, so there's a lot of people.
It was bumper to bumper as we were leaving. Yes. So, when we were in Madrid, we were shocked by the crowds in the El Centro tourist area, the historic part, right? And across the river is the historic part of Lisbon, and it was just as crowded.
Yeah,
it was just getting, like, in the evening we saw the crowds coming in, and I mean it's one of these numbers, and I don't know about you, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean,
even walking up and down, when we were looking, there was a nice little mall, and we were just walking up and down. It was a lot of people.
A lot.
It was like almost elbow to elbow.
Yes.
Type thing. Yeah. But and it loosens up, and then you have all these little different, like, alleyways and streets and stuff like that are so cool because there's no traffic on them.
And musicians are everywhere. Musicians are everywhere. So everywhere you go, it's like, of course there's the street musicians, but then there's also, like, we came across, it looked like a school band doing something, and there was a crowd around them, and then there was a stage set up for some, I don't see a holiday happening or what, but the stage set up over here in this little square, and there's a lady singing, and then over there. So Tracy was asking about things to do. Does the laid back atmosphere mean that it's boring? No, there is tons to do, and there is an energy. So laid back does not mean homebody. Right? Laid back means I'm not stressing, and everything does not have to be in a rush. And so I don't know, but if you were like me, I was always busy. There was always something to do. I was so busy that I did not have time, in my opinion, to be a good friend. I did not prioritize that. And I will never, ever let that happen again. And also, I'm going to, my son's not like that. Thank God. I don't think the millennials are like that. But if I see that happening, I'm going to tell them life is too short. Life is too short. So, the city has a program for free Portuguese lessons. Okay. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, Patty, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have you ridden the trolley yet? No, but not only are we going to ride it, but we have to take our Insta picture in front of it, of course, and on it, right? With the graffiti and the whole 9 yards. So let's talk about the graffiti and the housing situation.
Graffiti. Well, you're in Europe, and Europe is just a place that they have graffiti everywhere.
Everywhere, guys. As a matter of fact, right across the way on the building.
You got graffiti on all the buildings and everything like that. And we kind of looked it up, too, to find out what was up with the graffiti thing.
Yeah, I did not really get a good answer. So next Wednesday, we're doing the African Lisbon tour. And I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him what his take is on it. Because we've been to about 7 different countries in Europe. And every single one. Actually, I don't remember seeing it in Croatia.
No, I don't remember.
But that was just the part that we were in.
Yeah, that's where we were.
Yeah, and we were at a castle. So, but yeah, it's everywhere.
But yeah,
every
Madrid,
city we went
Barcelona,
to in Italy, every city we went to in Spain, it was in England, right? I mean, and it's here. And so this is something that we in America, and maybe even North America, would have to get used to. And we cannot equate graffiti to blight as we understand it as Americans, because it's not equivalent.
It's not that, yeah.
It just isn't. And I remember the first time when we pulled up in Madrid for the very, very first time, and everything was still closed. So all of the roller doors for the tiendas or stores were down, and they were totally graffitiized.
Yeah.
And so we're getting out with too much luggage, and we still pack too much. But anyway, we were getting out with too much luggage, and then it's a one way, and people are coming, and I'm looking, and I don't want to get out.
Yeah, I was even saying, this ain't the place.
This
dude.
Cannot be our Airbnb.
Yeah, and the cab driver was like, yeah,
yes, this is it, and get out
because
because there's people behind us. So y'all figure it out, but I got to go. So we pulled our stuff out, and I'm like, okay, Adelia says everything is figure outable, so I'm gonna figure it out, but let's just get our stuff in here. And we went into the apartment, and it was beautiful, well equipped, crystal clean, totally safe. Yeah. And then the stores opened, and the graffiti disappeared. They were not writing on the buildings as much in that area of Madrid, but yeah. So if that's a thing for you,
yeah, if graffiti really bothers you, you're not going to like Europe.
You're not going to like Europe. You're not going to like living here. The other thing about housing, I said we were going to talk about this. This is a little bit political because we understand that there's gentrification happening across the globe. And it's no different here in Lisbon, and the Lisbon region, I'm going to say, and include this part of it as well. So there's a housing shortage. I think, they're saying it's Americans moving, but there's 6,000 Americans that are residents right now or whatever in Portugal. Meanwhile, we're down there in the tourist area looking at abandoned buildings, looking at buildings with vegetation growing through the bricks and whatnot, and mortar and whatnot. And I'm thinking, here's some housing that if the government decided, I don't know the politics. I don't know who does the stuff. But one thing that I do know is that there are a lot of abandoned buildings in tourist areas and some residential areas, like right next to a rehab building. I don't understand, like, if it were Denver, I would understand the process of what could happen with that building. I have no idea here. But one thing that I do know is that's a building that could be used. And so why is it left in ill repair? I don't know. But one thing that I do know is that the European Union told some countries that they needed to improve their economy. And Portugal was one of them. And to entice folks to come and bring their money, they offered 2 very easy visas to get. One was the golden visa. If you wanted to invest $500,000 or more, you get an instant visa / permanent residency. The other is the D7 visa, which is the one that we are working on. And that is for anyone who has their own money. Whether it's a pension or independent income, working online, whatever that is, that's the D7 visa. And so D7 visa people are not necessarily buying the 500, spending 500,000 or spending too much on a piece of property. They could be overpaying for their property, for their rent, if one, they don't know that you can negotiate, because we can't necessarily do that in America. It's not common. What you see is what you get. You can negotiate the buying price, but I've never tried to negotiate rent unless it's, unless I'm talking to the landlord. Yeah. But if it's managed, they look at you like, that's cute. Goodbye. This is what it costs. This is what it costs.
Get along. Goodbye. If you can't afford this, why are you stopping? Yeah.
Right. So they might not know that you can negotiate. And then I think that a lot of folks are Airbnb. In other words, the folks that own apartments are Airbnb them as opposed to renting them long term. And so as a consequence, the government has decided that they are not allowing golden visas in the historic part or central Lisbon, or maybe even Lisbon as a whole, or Porto. And I would say probably the Algarve as well, which is down south. As far as the D7 visa, that's just open. So, but going on to the Facebook groups and things like that, we've heard a lot, and one lady even said, gosh, this is really discouraging. Portugal was at the top of my list. And now, if they don't want us, and my thing is we're not colonizers. Rick and I are not colonizers. We don't have a colonized mindset. We're not coming in trying to change things or trying to Karen or Chad anybody or anything else. And if we decide that Portugal is our home, then we're going to try to do it the right way. And so we know if you're watching us, you feel the same, right? I would not be discouraged if I were you. And I just wouldn't. So far we are loving it, and it feels good, and it's beautiful.
Feels good, feels relaxed.
Yes. So Tunisia says, are you in Porto or Cascais? So we're neither. We're in Almada, which is across the river from Lisbon. I mean, we can literally, when we walk down the street, see that famous yellow square. We can see that across the river from where we're at. So that's where we are. And then at the end of the month, we're going to go down to Cascais. We might actually visit before then, but we know we're for sure going to be down there at the end of the month. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also be in Coimbra at the end of the month. And I don't know what else we're going to see. We're probably not going to make it as far north as Porto this time. So, we will, because for those of you who do not know, the pictures that you see with the jutting rocks and all of that, that's the Algarve. And it is on Miguel. My vision board has the Algarve. My daily planner has the beaches of the Algarve. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to see it. And we might make a day trip or even stay overnight this time as well. We'll see what the weather looks like. Okay, where are we? I'm going to try to catch up with these questions here. Where are we? Okay, I'm so excited. Where are we? You don't see it in Croatia. Yeah, so talking about, or Slovenia. And where else did we go? We went to Montenegro. I don't remember seeing it in Montenegro either, Patty. So yeah.
We were out in, was it olive farms though, in Montenegro?
Did you see it there?
No,
I didn't see it out there either. But that's the countryside.
That's countryside.
Yeah. So we didn't really see any of the city centers in those countries. We were kind of touristy. But even when we were touristy in those other countries, we still saw it. So yeah. They do have guns. I don't know if the average person can get a gun. I hear from Christina Naman that it's really hard, our rich journey, it's really hard to get a gun here. But the cops carry guns. I have not seen the big rifles that they carry in Spain, Italy, and Mexico, but they do have sidearms. They have it in Scotland. I've walked around Scotland virtually. I was trying to, what's the major city there? I'm drawing a blank. Right? I'm drawing a blank. But yes. I saw it in Scotland, and some of it is street art. Some of it is beautiful. There's a picture that I posted on Facebook with Rick in front of some graffiti art. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about tagging. It's the tagging that is everywhere. Yeah. It's probably very, very hard. See, Barcelona too. Yep. Definitely. Khadijah, please add link for reservation for the African Lisbon tour. I definitely will. This gentleman, first of all, he was asking me all these questions. I'm like, I don't know. All I know is every person that I have spoken to said, this is the tour that I have to take. So I didn't read any of the description or what I was supposed to do. I just signed up. And he, ha ha ha, LOL or whatever. But yeah, so we're going next Wednesday. He does Monday, Wednesday, Friday, a morning tour and an afternoon tour. Then it ends in lunch or dinner, which is not included in the price because the price is only like $30 or something. So, but yeah, we will definitely put a link. So if you're watching this now, it's not in there. But if you're watching the replay, I will definitely do it after this. Yeah, guns for hunting.
Yeah, they are. It is heavily regulated.
Yeah.
Because I think I saw something where in order for an everyday citizen to have one, you had to be in like a sporting club or something. You had to be in a sporting club, but you have to be a citizen too.
Okay. Yeah. You have to be a citizen, which... which means you probably have to speak Portuguese, which means we'll never be citizens. So, Arthur, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like Arthur because my eyes are old, but I don't see an H. I'm Portuguese, about abandoned buildings. Normally, lots of mini heirs in court disputes. I've heard about that from folks who are trying to buy houses.
Yeah.
So in disputes for years, who cannot reach some kind of consensus on what to do with the building.
Oh my God! Because I mean, it would be beautiful prime real estate. Actually,
with the beautiful tile and then those like Moorish type windows.
Yeah.
Beautiful buildings.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. That clears up a
whole lot. And makes sense because we've heard about the chain of title issues. And on the one hand, when I hear how real estate is handled within the family and keeping it in the family, it just warms my heart. Because in America, I got mine, you ain't got yours. But then you run into this, right? And so there's always pros and cons. I only know because Portuguese people are always there in the comments, kindly giving information. Thank you, Nubianette. We appreciate it. And okay, make sure I didn't miss anything because y'all are just talking amongst each other. So Patty brings up Glasgow, Montenegro. Yeah, we didn't see it in Montenegro. Haven't been to Glasgow yet, but
it's Scotland.
Edinburgh. Yes, Edinburgh.
And Glasgow is Scotland.
Yes. That's the one. Edinburgh. I was walking around doing Google Earth because that's how I check out places before I can get there. And yeah, I saw it. And I saw it both years ago before I had been to Europe. And I saw it in between when we were choosing the next place to go in. So we were here in 2018 and thought we were going to be back in 2020.
Yeah.
We know what happened.
Nobody went anywhere.
Nobody went anywhere in 2020.
To your basement or
so to the basement, right? So I was virtually walking around using Google Earth, and yeah, the graffiti. And so after being here, I understand it, and I can, I just know if the choice is lethal racism or graffiti.
Give me graffiti.
I'll take graffiti. I don't know about you, but I'll take graffiti. Was there anything else on our list that we wanted to talk about? Could this be our home? And I skipped a question. I will go back, Deborah.
Could I make this my home? Yeah. I mean, we have a lot to see yet still too. But
if you had to make a decision today.
Yeah.
You heard it, folks. He said yes. And I say yes too.
Because at no time have I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the main thing.
And you get those spidey senses and stuff that goes along if you're walking around and all of a sudden you just feel uneasy about it. Not at all.
Thank you, Deborah, for asking this question. So your retirement coaching is for couples only? No, it's not. Beyond the Bling is for couples only. We have another program that's for anyone. And then our one-on-one coaching is for anyone. So it's just Beyond the Bling. That is for couples. So yeah, DM us or send us an email and let us know what you're looking for and we'll hook you up.
And what Southern Rose Tia D is saying?
It sounds like the ferry pass shows the remaining.
That makes sense. Yeah. Because we were like freaked out. We're going to be able to get back. That makes all the sense in the world.
All right, Tia.
It makes
Okay, girlfriend. That's why you get paid the big bucks.
Yeah, because we were freaking out. It's like, did that really say that? Yeah, I think it said that, but that makes all the sense in the world.
It does make perfect sense.
So we got $17 or 17 euros left on we got plenty trips across.
Okay, I'm gonna go slower through these and make sure I didn't miss any comment and think that you guys were just talking back and forth to each other. Oh my gosh. So we did manage to change our financial outlook, but it wasn't through figuring out passes or technology or how these things work. Obviously,
yeah,
because we were stumped.
I didn't even give that a thought.
We were stumped. Thank you, baby. Thank you so much.
I was going off of her because she made it sound like something's wrong.
Well,
we got it.
I don't know why I thought that. Why I went to the negative.
Why did it say that? It's like, I don't know.
But when you're just confused about everything, then everything's confusing. And you've just already decided that you're going to be confused. So, but yeah.
So
thank you.
A funny thing that happened to us also our first night here.
Okay, so wait. Everybody knew it but us. Thank you, Rashad. We appreciate you, brother.
Well, see, all we had to do was come online and ask you.
Ask y'all, right? Ask y'all what's up. And you would give us the answers.
Let y'all know.
Well, I have to say, between all of you who are in the comments on everything else and some of our other fellow YouTubers, it has totally prepared us for this. It really has, because we are so much more prepared than the last time we came.
Oh, yeah.
How are the grocery prices so far compared to US? Vegan options. We have pictures of vegan restaurants because we have a vegan friend that we were taking. So I told you we're thinking about y'all. I'm not a vegan. I am a carnivore. So I'm thinking about y'all when I'm taking these vegan pictures. So yes. Vegan options everywhere, yes. Be it in restaurants or in the grocery stores, the little tienda type markets. I don't know. I can't say, but in the chain grocery stores, absolutely. And oh my gosh, are the fruits and vegetables fresh?
Oh yes, they're fantastic.
So I made a salad earlier. We walked and got some veggies, and I made a salad for lunch earlier, and it smelled the same way as when we picked the stuff out of our garden, just as fresh. Yeah. You could smell it throughout the apartment, right? It was wonderful. Prices. So let's see, last night, we can just go down the line. As far fruits and vegetables are much less expensive. We bought tomatoes, lettuce, an avocado. The avocado in Denver would have been $1.69. Just the avocado, the one avocado would have been $1.69. Mm-hmm. And then what else did we get? I forgot the salad dressing, so I had to make that. And a few more things, but whatever we got. Bananas. Oh, and a whole thing of bananas. Bananas are inexpensive in the States, and they're pretty much the same here, maybe a little less here, because I think they're really inexpensive in the States. I don't buy the organic, but all of that came to like €4.22. I know that would have come to about $8 or $9 in the States. The pizzas. So we bought a pizza, like a Whole Foods type pizza that was freshly made at the store, how they make it, and then you can take it and bake it. So at Whole Foods, those pizzas are on sale on Friday nights only, $9.99. Otherwise, they're $12.99. Here, $2 or €2.90. And it was good.
Oh, it was very good.
It was good. $2.90. So far I've been keeping the receipts, and I'm going to do, we'll do a video and let you guys know a comparison, because the milk comes in different sizes. It was very inexpensive, but it's a different size. So I want to add the two together to get that half-gallon price for you guys and things like that. The candy bars are still €25 or 25 cents. I don't know it. 24, I don't know. €0.25.
€0.25.
Right? Because they're $1 something. Like the thing of M&Ms that are $1 something at home are still the price of when I was a kid. So yeah. I mean, the ice cream man came to my block in Denver right before we left.
Oh God.
$5 for a push-up ice cream. Remember those orange? $5. Bomb Pops. Remember Bomb Pops, the red, white, and blue? Popsicle. $5. So our Black Utopia is not on Instagram yet, but I'm at Halisi Vincent. I'm just my name. So, and I post there until we figure out what we're going to do as far as our Black Utopia goes. So let's see. I just want to make sure I did not miss any other comments or helpful hints to tell us what we got wrong or couldn't figure out.
And people do eat later here.
Oh, yes.
Because you can go to a restaurant, like we've heard before, well, if you're going to meet friends out at a restaurant, don't expect them to be early, because it's laid back. And the restaurants, to me, they don't work. That one restaurant didn't open till 7. She said they opened about 6:30 or something like that. But
so the schedule here is pretty interesting. If you work in an office or something like that, you work from 9 to 1 and then from 3 to 7. From 9 to 1 and then from 3 to 7. And so the coffee shops do not open until 8:30. 8:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, not the Starbucks 5 a.m.
Ain't nobody trying to be at the coffee shop that early. So that was interesting that nothing was open and none of the morning places were open until 8:30. And then when we were walking, we were trying to get some dinner. Most of the places were closed, as Rick said. Some opened at 6:30, some opened at 7. Mm-hmm. By the time we walked back down, it was crowded.
Yeah, crowded.
Musicians were out. Babies were running around. Teenagers were chilling. It was family night at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, things do work a lot later here. It's great to see a married couple move abroad at the same time. I just vacationed in Portugal by myself, and it was much needed. Happy for you, right? We did not leave the place except for to go to the grocery store today. And sometimes you just need to rest. Now my lovely husband wants to accompany me next to Porto. Okay? Good. I'm very fortunate, and usually men tend to be more risk averse. And Rick was the one who's like, what about Portugal? So, I feel very blessed. Okay. Yep. $2.90 for the pizza, Julie. $2.90. And no, the milk is not refrigerated.
Yeah, that tripped me out because you're looking for milk and you go to the refrigeration section, which I'm sure they have some in there too. But it's like, it's on the shelf.
It's on the shelf. They did have a couple of bottles, but it was different. It had something different about it. I can't remember because I couldn't read it, but the wording was different.
Lactose. One didn't have lactose in it.
Maybe unpasteurized.
Unpasteurized.
Or something.
Different things. But yeah, and everything is in Portuguese language and stuff like that. So, Google Translate gets its workout because I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to do? But, people will help you if you ask them to.
Yes. Julie, whatever we can do, have him talk to us. Like, seriously, whatever he wants to know, because there's a whole big wide world out there.
Yeah.
And I just wish I knew how accessible it was 20 years ago. So no regrets because we're doing it now, but
we're trying to get everybody else to understand.
Right?
Hey, do it.
This is not a dress rehearsal.
No, do it.
So Greta, no, you only need to put it in the fridge after you open the box, which makes sense. And that's what we did.
That's what we did.
Even though the box does not say to do that, that made common sense to me. So yeah. And I'm glad we did that because otherwise we would have been out of there. If you have an Airbnb, you can cook, right? And there's lots of fresh markets. And that's the other thing, folks. We're bougie on a budget, right? So we'll go out to eat, but I want to prioritize seeing other places and this and that and the other. The food is fresh. And even though it is less expensive to eat out, it's always the least expensive to eat in. So we're eating in as much as possible. and only eating out when we're doing our day trips. Because and I ain't trying to spend up all this money. We got a lot more places to see.
A lot more places.
Right? A lot more places. So, so yeah, definitely. Well, folks, that's all we have for you. If you do not have any other questions.
Yeah, we are enjoying ourselves. We are enjoying our time.
Yes.
We are enjoying the people here and just the culture, period. And we plan on looking deeper and deeper into it, checking out different neighborhoods here in Amada and also in Lisbon and other areas of Portugal. So,
and interestingly, I'm looking at the picture. Look at the picture behind us, folks. You want to know about diversity? So we didn't put that picture up. The owner of this apartment put that picture up, and it has been there. Okay.
Yeah. So
I don't know. Maybe we're home. Maybe we're home. Yeah. So, all right, guys. We love you. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this, if you like this kind of content, please like it. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when we drop a video. We are going to start dropping edited videos in between our lives now that we have time and we are abroad. And my dad has been safely and gloriously taken care of by a lovely woman. So I'm very fortunate that we got that situation straight. I'm going to leave you guys with this because this is about manifestation and keeping your eye on the prize and staying positive. So when I found out, you know, some of our YouTubers like Adelia and Stephanie Perry says, if you want to leave, sometimes you need to pick an event to get you out the door. And so it's the meetup here that basically, you know, informed our itinerary. So I booked a ticket for May 31st to Lisbon. Had no idea what was going to happen with my dad. And I'm a daddy's girl. Had no idea. And I remember talking to my aunt and she's like, you mean you already booked a ticket and you don't know what you're going to do? I said, yeah. She said, well, what if you don't find someplace? I said, oh, we will.
Yeah, she sure did.
We will, because it's out there. I have put it out in the universe and so it will be. And so it was. And he was there for a week. I got to visit him to make sure that the place was as I thought, not just pop up. I wasn't telling him I was coming. I was just popping up. And I felt good. So, you know, now we have more time and everything has been taken care of, less stress.
Yes.
So let us know what you want to see and we'll make it happen. We'll definitely try. So yes, the food was very, very, very affordable. Oh, hey, Profess. Yes, definitely watch the replay. We are just wrapping up. We missed you this time. But definitely we'll see you next time because it's late. It's 9:30 here and we still have another session that we have to do after this.
And there was a comment about us collabing with the Yarbrough.
Oh, yeah.
We have talked to the Yarbrough and we are planning on doing a collab with them.
Yes, they have reached out to us. Well, they didn't reach out to us. I reached out to them first because they're the big time YouTubers. But they responded and they want to. So we're going to be on their show. They're going to be on our show. And, you know, definitely if you didn't watch their last video that they just dropped, if you're a little political, watch it. You know it's up my alley. For those of you who know me, you know it's up my alley. And I'm like, all right, y'all singing our song now. Come on, we've got to get together. So yeah, they have been bopping around Central and South America. And, you know, stay tuned because we will definitely be interviewing them. And we've got some other special guests coming up that have reached out to us as well. Mm-hmm. We're not going to tell you. Thank you. Thank you
so much.
Thank you, guys. We love you. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you 1:30 Mountain Time, 3:30 Eastern Time next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.